So there, a fly landed in Pence's hair. Okay? It did. It was sitting there. I mean, it played a couple of hands of spades. It baked the cake. Made love to itself. I mean, it just hung out, man. Okay, so I told you I did a fantastic job, according to the viewers. Like I would have got an award for how good I did. Unfortunately, I'm a small black channel. They ain't gonna give me a damn award. They don't give me no Webbies. None of that. You gotta work for one of these big channels that's tied to other channels that are tied to mainstream media. It ain't gonna happen for us. But we do get bragging rights because we did kick some butt. Because I told you, when we break down the debates, we have a superpower. Sort of like Senator Nina Turner. We have a superpower, and that's called truth-telling. And when you tell the truth, you're powerful. It's almost unfair how much power I have with the truth. Now, I didn't expect people to cover the stuff I covered because it made Kamala look bad. It wasn't her looking shiny. She got kicked in the stomach a couple times with real questions. They were not disses. There was no name-calling. It was not disrespectful. It was just right on the money critiques of her record. Nobody wanted to talk about it today. I looked everywhere I looked. No one was talking about it because they're afraid if they tell the truth, maybe Joe Biden will lose. If Joe Biden loses because you told the truth, Joe Biden doesn't deserve to win. If Joe Biden loses because you told the truth, Joe Biden doesn't deserve to win. If Joe Biden loses because you told the truth, Joe Biden doesn't deserve to win. If Joe Biden loses because you told the truth, Joe Biden doesn't deserve to win. That's how that works, dummy. Okay? If Joe Biden and Kamala Harris lose because you told the truth, they don't deserve to win. And where's your ethics? Well, I wasn't expecting them to, trip over themselves trying to report the truth about Kamala Harris getting busted up by Mike Pence. But I didn't expect them to go full nut job over the freaking fly in his hair. Come on, Johnson.
Let's tell you, this presumption that you hear consistently from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris that America is systemically racist, and that, as Joe Biden said, that he believes that law enforcement has an implicit bias against minorities, is a great insult.
There goes the
men
fly.
and women who serve in law enforcement, and I want everyone to know who puts on the uniform of law enforcement every day, that President Trump and I stand with you. And it is remarkable that when Senator Tim Scott tried to pass a police reform bill, brought together a group of Republicans and Democrats, Senator Harris, you got up and walked out of the room. And then you filibustered Senator Tim Scott's bill on the Senate floor that would have provided new accountability, new resources. Look, we don't have to choose between supporting law enforcement.
So there, a fly landed in Pence's hair. Okay? It did. It was sitting there. I mean, it played a couple of hands of spades. It baked the cake. Made love to itself. I mean, it just hung out, man. You know what I'm saying? It watched a box set of The Wire. I mean, it was there for a long time, so I get it why people, want to make fun of it. And then, but come on, guys. Really? They opened up a Twitter account, fly in Mike Pence's hair. It's got more followers than a lot of people I know. Okay? So they really had a good time with this. Everywhere I looked, people were making fun of Mike Pence in the fly. And look, Mike Pence, is fun to make fun of Mike Pence. I get that. I'm not trying to even begrudge you. You know I make fun on this show. Okay? But they didn't even focus on what he was talking about when he had the fly in his hair. He was talking about he didn't believe racism existed. This is the problem that I have. First of all, Mike's a lying piece of shit. That's one of the problems I have. And the other problem is he made some good points about Kamala Harris. But Then he lies. He says there's no such thing as systemic racism. Fool. Black people couldn't even vote in this country until like 1965, and this fool says there's no such thing as systemic racism. What else did you need to be an indicator, dumbass? Okay, so, but that doesn't mean he didn't score punches on Kamala. See, here's the deal. This is the thing, guys. They believe that they have to lie their asses off for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden because Trump is so scary. They would be lying their asses off for Joe Biden and Kamala anyway, regardless of how scary Trump is, because they want to win. Okay? That's the deal. And it's sad. There's so many people who call themselves truth tellers. There are people who made their name off exposing wrong, exposing lies, calling people out. And now that they're in the politics, all of a sudden they don't speak truth to power no more. They want to get their money up. It's pathetic. Calling Kamala out for, as Mike Pence put it, and I still haven't fact-checked it, no one even wants to talk about it. But if Kamala Harris really did prosecute black men 19 times more often than white men for possession of marijuana, that's something that should be addressed. And you would think people would care. Mike Pence brought up that Kamala Harris all of a sudden doesn't trust law enforcement when she was a part of the law enforcement machine for 20 years. It's kind of strange being a lead prosecutor, your job to lock up people, and all of a sudden now you say the system's broken, you don't trust the system. When you were the system. These are all relevant points, and it's also a good point to raise that Mike Pence is full of it. He's a lying asshole. But here's the thing, and this is what hurts him. Both sides lie. Both sides mislead you. Both sides are bad. My T-shirt says, both parties suck, Johnson. And it's not just the name on the T-shirt. It's real. So, guys, it's okay to talk about Mike Pence's fly. But if all you're going to do is use your platform to peddle the Democratic talking points and then pretend that you are revolutionaries, then pretend that you speak truth to power, well, you are fly in the ointment. That's all they are to you. They're going to use you and spit you out. Have fun spending your money, but don't have no mirrors in your house because you ain't going to be able to look at yourself. I wish that was enough to deter these people, but it's not, man. They don't care enough about us. Oh. And then they're the ones, and it hurts me because then they say they're champion for black people. If the only way to get rid of Trump is you got to look the other way on Kamala, you can't even hold her accountable for her own record. You don't even call out the fact she supported the Green New Deal, now she doesn't. She ran on that. You let her get away with not supporting it now. She supported ending fracking. She ran on that. Now she doesn't support it anymore. She ran on these things. Medicare for all, she ran on it. She took money from people who were dumb enough to give it to her, but they give it to her in good faith. She ran on it. And what does she do now? Doesn't even mention it in an hour and a half debate with just two people on stage, her being one of the two. She doesn't even mention it. And then you let her slide. You say nothing about it. Hey, I know you think it's bad what Mike Pence said about there not being any systemic racism and that he was offended, it was an insult. But it's also an insult to know that black people are dying at much higher rates than white people due to COVID-19 pre-existing conditions. And that's a direct connection to our lack of health care. And we got a black woman, you say, a black woman up there, right, who doesn't even bring up the fact that we need Medicare for all, and you let it go. I don't know who's worse, you or her. So anyway, start sharing my content a little bit more, guys, because I feel like I'm losing my mind, frankly, because I feel like I'm like in the middle of the galaxy. I'm floating like, I feel like I got kicked out of a space shuttle and I'm just floating in darkness. And around me, there's nothingness. Now, I know there's got to be other people who speak truth to power, but damn it, I can't see them. All I see is darkness. It's a very lonely feeling to know you're on the right side of justice and to look around and see no one. But hey, it's also a great opportunity to tell all the truth. So I'm just going to do that. All right. I didn't mean to get so heavy, dude. That's what it is. I mean, if it wasn't for comedians, I don't know what I'd do. You know? If it wasn't for comedians, I mean, gosh, man, that's my inspiration, man. You know? Got a couple comedians out there speaking truth to power, man. Thank God for that.